guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Des Roulette and I am here today to do a little bit of an unboxing video with you. I've been shopping a little bit lately, so I have a lot of things to cover today, but I'm gonna start with my BoxyCharm box. I just signed up for them for the first time. I did sign up for the 3-month subscription. Don't know whether or not I'm gonna keep it or cancel it. It's only about $20, so I think it's a pretty good price, at least for right now. I did already open this box, and the reason is because I wanted to update my unboxings a little bit to include me actually testing the product. I also have a lot of other products I want to test today. I'm gonna do a test of first time use with some of the makeup that I received in my BoxyCharm, but I also wanted to start with a fresh face. I had to be prepared for what I was going to be doing here today. So I have a couple things that I want to do. Some makeup that I want to put on. I'm going to end up doing a full face because I have a few things to test. I wanted to start with my BoxyCharm because the first thing that I'm going to do is a mask. I clearly want to start with my mask, and while I'm waiting for my mask to set, I will probably wash my brushes so that I can test my Juno & Co. brush cleanser for the first time, as well as some of the products I received in my BoxyCharm, but everything in my BoxyCharm is not enough to do a face, so I am branching out. I figured that I would be strategic and start with my mask. The Wander Beauty Lift Off Purifying and Brightening Peel Off Mask. Now, I love the fact that this is a peel off mask. The only peel off mask that I ever tried prior to this, which I haven't tried this yet. This is still new. I haven't opened it. I made sure I would do it with you guys. The only other peel off mask that I have tried was the charcoal mask. It was supposed to pull all of the blackheads and whiteheads from your nose and from your chin and things like that. I tried that, and guess what? It didn't work, and it was painful, and I had only used it that one time, and since then I don't know where it is. I moved in that time and I either threw it away or it disappeared or somebody stole it because it is just gone, and that's okay with me. So we'll be starting with this one. So the Wander Beauty Lift Off Purifying and Brightening Peel Off Mask. So this is 2.2 ounces and the full price to purchase this is listed as $34. I don't know if that's true. The MSRP is usually a little bit higher than what stores would put it on the shelf for. Containing a blend of skin-loving acai, goji berry, blueberry, lychee, mangosteen, and green tea leaf extracts, the Wander Beauty Lift Off Purifying and Brightening Peel Off Mask instantly purifies and replenishes dull skin. Excess oil and impurities are drawn out and absorbed by kaolin clay, minimizing the appearance of enlarged pores. This rose gold skin-saving peel-off mask dries quickly and peels off effortlessly, revealing a smoother, clearer, and brighter complexion. And the how to use just says smooth and even layer all over face, avoiding the eye area. Wait 10 to 15 minutes for mask to completely dry and slowly peel off from the edges. Lift off can also be used to spot treat around the nose or T-zone. And we're just gonna go right in. We're just gonna try this. Is it wrong that I was actually kind of hoping that it was gonna smell like rose? Because it doesn't. It smells like... This is weird. When you were a little kid, do you know there used to be like, it was some kind of like a plastic, pliable like material that would come in a package with a little straw, and you would bunch up the plastic and you would stick it on the end of the straw and you'd blow into it to try and make like a bubble? That's something I haven't thought about in years, and something that I really loved as a kid for some reason. And that's what this smells like. So if you know what I'm talking about, and you can remember like being a kid and playing with that, that's what the smell of this peel off mask is. I don't know why. I don't know what in it is reminding me of that. That's where my brain went. So it seems like I have to use a lot of this to cover my face. Now, I don't know how generous I'm supposed to be, or if it should be a thin layer, or exactly what. But I also think that the thinner the layer, the harder it will be to peel off, since this is a peel off mask. It feels really sticky. I actually feel like I'm applying lipstick to my skin, which is not really the most pleasant. I don't know, like a lip gloss almost. It's not really the most pleasant feeling, but I'm going with it. But yeah, this is weird. So far, it's kind of freaking me out. I'm not really the biggest fan. I'm having a hard time distributing it. My hair is stuck in it. And honestly, if I have to keep this on for 15 minutes, I might lose my mind. So we'll see. I'm going to stop. Oh my goodness, this is weird. Okay, so it's already drying, which means that I have to stop touching my face because very strange things are happening. Thus far, the impression that I have, I like that it has this pretty color and that it makes my skin glow while it's on because it has some kind of holographic properties. But as far as the texture and the application, not the biggest fan. So let's take a quick time out and see how we feel about it in 10 or 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes, so I did leave it on a little bit long. Now is the time to see if we can actually peel this off. This was the problem that I had with the charcoal mask, the peel off charcoal mask as well. Oh my god, I can't even get my hair out. Is that it didn't really peel off. So starting to feel a little concerned that this is gonna give me the same issue, but we're gonna try. Felt like I wasn't applying it thick enough. I applied a lot. I am concerned. Yeah, see, this is not gonna work. This is no bueno. I am concerned that the amount you would have to put on in order to make a thick enough layer to peel it off is basically like gonna be half the container. So this would have to be pretty amazing for me to think that $30 is worth a couple uses. Right now you can probably see I've managed to pull off just a little bit for now. I'm gonna go ahead and say that this it's a little bit of false advertising. I can't. Ow. Okay, so okay. Yeah, that hurts. I don't like it. I don't like it. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is like the true test of being a woman. Ow. Okay, so I am back. I just cleaned my face off to try to get the mask off completely, and I was able to actually just get it off using water. Oh, I actually saw a little bit left right there. So maybe just water is not enough to get it all off, but my skin actually feels pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look very much different. Ultimately, what I'm seeing here and what my skin feels like right now is not worth the hassle of that mask. I felt like I had to use a lot of product. I didn't like the way it felt going on. Once it started to dry and I tried to add more product to thicken the application, pieces of it started peeling off and sort of getting kind of stringy and goopy and strange. And even before that started happening, I didn't love the way it felt going on my skin. It felt like lip gloss, you know, like that sort of sticky. I think that I probably won't use that again. I want to keep going through the box. I also got some brushes here in my BoxyCharm box. These are the Moda Brushes Powder and Soft Glow Kit. I have not taken these out yet. So this is the packaging and then wrapped in plastic. Take the brushes out and they are also in their own individual baggies. They look beautiful. Very nice, very pretty. And this is the powder brush. Okay, so I kind of love this handle. It has this thick, sturdy feel. It has a little bit of weight. This particular set in the BoxyCharm are comprised of synthetic fibers. Your new Moda 2-piece powder and soft glow kit is the ultimate dynamic duo. These two brushes were designed to give you your desired look. The elegant rose tapered handles and two-tone synthetic brush hair make this brush set the perfect addition to your brush collection. MSRP is $29.99 for those brushes. Now, in my BoxyCharm box, I got the mask, started with the mask, I got the brushes, which kind of has like this sheen to it. Again, I did look inside. Clearly, we have protective plastic casing on the mirror so that none of the product transfers onto the mirror when you open it, which I think is really nice. I love that this has some instruction on the back about what each item on the inside is for, in case this text ever rubs off. These look really pretty. I think that this blush is going to be a little dark for me. The finishing powder has some shimmer in it, and there are two shades of highlighter. I would probably use this shade of highlighter because it's a bit lighter for my face. I might use this darker shade of highlighter as a bronzer. There's also a contour. This is a matte tan. I did just wash all my brushes. I'll see if I can use almost everything in this palette. I might still use the blush just for the sake of the video, even though I'm pretty sure that it is going to be too dark for me and I will probably look like a clown. But the BoxyCharm box also includes some sparkly liquid eyeshadow and a really dark sparkly lip. So I'm probably gonna look like a clown either way. I'm just doing this as a test because, like I said, when I did my last unboxing for the FabFitFun, I was disappointed that I didn't give myself time to use the products. Just unboxing them tells you it's in it. I think it's more useful if you can see A, what comes in the box, and B, how it's used and what it looks like on the skin. So this Cover FX Perfector Face Palette, 6 must-have complexion essentials in 1 travel-friendly palette. The talc-free formula provides seamless blending and flawless application. Sculpt with contour, blush it up, and illuminate with 2 shimmering highlighters. Find your perfect finish with the brightener and finishing powder for a glowing, multi-dimensional look anywhere and everywhere you go. The MSRP on this is $45. And this is a gold. It's a very brassy gold, shimmery eyeshadow. This is probably something that I would not use on a day-to-day, but I would definitely use if I was going out. And we will see how that applies in a little bit. And the write-up for that, Appeal Cosmetics Liquid Eyeshadow. This highly pigmented liquid eyeshadow is exactly what your vanity was missing. The liquid formula adds a multi-dimensional shimmer to your eye look, giving it that sparkle that's almost unachievable. MSRP on this is $21. And last but not least, we have this Ofra long-lasting liquid lipstick. I'm thinking that Monaco is the color. Ofra long-lasting liquid lipstick is a one-step full lip color that does not feather. These vibrant colors will give you a vivacious new look. They are creamy and soft in texture, moisturizing the lips and creating a long-lasting lipstick effect. No need to use lip liner. This liquid lipstick gives a beautiful edge to your lip look, and the MSRP on this is $20. This is a color that I would probably never pick for myself. I don't know how this is going to look on my face. I thought this might be a fun little challenge, so let's just do it. Let's get right in there. Now, I did also just receive my order from Colourpop. This was my first order from Colourpop Cosmetics. Because I have this with my BoxyCharm, and I know that if I don't put on foundation with my BoxyCharm application, that's Stella. Hi, baby. That I'm going to look like a maniac. So I figured I would use this, especially because I ordered Fair 07 Neutral. It looks very dark to me. It is certainly much darker than the sticker, and I assume the sticker would probably try to be an example of what the shade looks like. Can you see her? Can you see her down there? Oh, there's my puppo. She's so cute. So I'm gonna try this anyway with you guys and see how I feel about it. This is my favorite beauty blender. I've used it before in videos, and I just washed it now along with my other beauty blenders with my June & Co. Solid Brush Cleaner. And I just wanna say, this is my favorite sponge. This is $4, and I think it performs better than any other blending sponge that I've ever used. So I wanted to take some time out to say that, especially now that I got to wash the other ones. A lot of my other sponges just fell apart, and this one's maintained its shape and it cleaned up very nicely, and it's still so bouncy and fun. Okay, now on camera, it looks like the color matches. Okay, but now that I am blending it in, it actually looks like the color is pretty good. I just did one quick layer. Hi.
Oh boy.
Okay, so now that I've blended this in, it actually looks pretty good. The color looks pretty consistent with my natural skin tone. I'm looking very washed out on my monitor, which is fine. And it doesn't really have a dewy or a matte finish. It's kind of in between those, which to me just feels really natural. Pretty much done with this, at least for now. So let's move on to our next product. So I just cleaned off all my brushes while I had the mask on before, so I just went and grabbed this one that I'm going to use for blush. This one is still a little bit wet. Now because the rest of my brushes are all still wet, I'm going to use this brush both for the contour and for the blush. I love that this palette does have a very large mirror. Beautiful. Look at that mirror. And just do a light dusting. Oh, there you go. You can see how crazy it kind of is now. But I will tell you, the way that I'm looking in my monitor is much better than how I'm looking in real life. Also, these are inconsistent. As far as the application, I think that the formula is pretty standard. It doesn't feel particularly creamy or particularly dry. What's funny is that the contour shade is so light and the blush shade is so dark that I feel like this palette is a little disjointed. I feel like it was created for multiple skin tones, which is good in theory, except that it doesn't work out 100% for either a light skin or a darker skin. But we'll see if I change my mind when I actually put this on my face. I'm just going to pan a little bit and shake off my excess and just apply a little bit contour to my cheekbones, little by little. You can always add more, but you can't really take away what's already there. I'm gonna make this little C shape. Same on this side, and I'm a little bit more generous under my chin and on the side of my face, to try and shape my face a little bit better. Just as I suspected, the contour is actually a pretty good shade for my skin tone, where I still think that the blush is a little bit dark. This is fine, this will do. Same thing with the feel of the contour, the formula of the contour shade. It's not especially creamy or especially dry. It just feels very light. It's very lightweight. Now, normally, as I mentioned, I would not use this with such a basic look. I would probably only use this if I was doing really full glam. But for the sake of testing the products, we're gonna do it. I'm just gonna throw a little bit and we're gonna do it. We're gonna try this guy. So this has a small applicator, which is probably good for precise movements. Yeah, and this is applying pretty much exactly as I thought that it would. Now there is a little bit of transfer on my lid, so I'm just gonna go through and bring it out actually. Okay, so a single dip of the applicator was enough for both of my lids, and this is what we got. This is what we're working with. So it's not perfect, but it is pretty glamorous. So I'm going to keep going. And I guess it makes the most sense to try and do the highlighter next, and we're almost done. So we have the highlighter, the finishing powder, the brightener, and the lipstick from my BoxyCharm box, and then we're all set. So just a little bit longer and we'll have all the answers. I'm gonna go for the lighter highlighter, which is just above the bronzer here. Again, it looks like this side of the palette is for more fair skin and this side of the palette is for darker skin. So pretty much only going to get usage out of half of this palette. I still think it's a great deal, so I'm just gonna go with it. And we're going to see how this highlighter comes across with using the Moda brush that was also included in my BoxyCharm. Not getting too much. Okay. So this highlight is minimal, which is actually kind of nice. That's something that I would want to use for more of a day-to-day look. Okay, so that actually works out okay. I also feel that if my blush wasn't so dark, that the lighter highlighter would have transferred a little bit better onto my skin, but because the blush is so dark, I had to use the darker highlighter just to feel like I was really creating that dimension. Just something to keep in mind. Another reason why having both options is good though. And as far as the brush, it seems okay. I don't think I know how I feel about it until I can use it with other highlighters. So maybe I'll use the powder brush for the finishing powder, and because the finishing powder has some sheen in it, it might give me like a really dramatic outcome. But I will also add just a little bit of the brightener to my brow bone and my Cupid's bow, and I'm just using my finger. Okay, now the brightener actually seems to be the most pigmented. I still have pieces of that mask in my hair. This has been a journey. Let's go in with some of this finishing powder. I don't know how much of my brush is going to pick up. And I'm just going to apply it in the same areas where I did my highlight. And I'm just gonna blend out a little bit with this brush as well. I like how full and thick it is. The finishing powder came out much lighter than I was expecting. It's not actually creating very much of a sheen at all. So it is definitely a very sheer powder, which is good. Okay. This is definitely the scariest part for me so far. It's a very dark color, and I don't often wear darker lipsticks. I tend to stick with nude lipsticks. And we're really down to the end of the road here. Okay, so I'm going to start very minimally with this application. It does feel very nice. It feels very velvety. I have very small lips, and I think that that might be part of my fear about using really dark lipstick and applying really dark lipstick, is that I don't think it makes my lips look bigger. I think it draws attention to how small they are, and it actually looks a little awkward to have dark lipstick on my small lips. And I haven't had the courage to overline them. I do like the color. The color is interesting. It has almost like a metallic sheen to it. So not surprisingly, this lipstick is my least favorite item in the box, and it's not because I don't like it, it's just because it's so dark. I feel like I probably will almost never wear this. I wish that I did not feel that way, but unfortunately I would probably rather wear navy blue lipstick than wear a lipstick this color. I just don't think that it works for me. I don't think it works for the shape of my lips. I don't think it works for my skin tone. It's done. I did it. I BoxyCharm number 1, March 2019, and this is our finished product. I do look a little bit crazy, but I do have so many more things to try. I still have my Ipsy bag, and I have the rest of my Colourpop order, and I have a few things coming, some crazy lip colors actually coming from Ulta, 21 Days of Beauty, and a few things coming from e.l.f. as well. We're probably going to be doing a couple more of these where we kind of test products out. You can see how things look on my skin and how I wear makeup. And hopefully you like these videos, because I would like to keep doing them, if not only for my own reference, but for yours, especially when it is items that you kind of want to try and you aren't sure if they're going to be worth it or if they're going to work for you. I will do all of the dirty work to save you from having to do it, as long as you keep coming back. So thank you for joining me today. I think we got a lot done. If you have any questions about any of the items I received in my BoxyCharm, just let me know, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.